You guys look so good. So hi everyone, I'd also like to start by acknowledging that we're gathered on the traditional and unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people. Athletes, I'm so excited to welcome you to Parliament Hill today. Welcome also here everyone from the Canadian Olympic and Paralympic Committees, National Sport Organization, the Coaching Association of Canada, and on the podium, as well as, of course, Ambassador Michel Miret from France, the ambassador to from France. Oh, I'm so nervous, you guys. I'm never nervous. But it just means so much to you that you're all here. Okay, I'm going to calm down. Okay, back to script. This summer, Canadians came together, 40 million of us, to cheer on loudly and proudly as more than 400 athletes competed at the Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games. Nous avons célébré vos triomphes et nous avons ressenti vos moments crève-cœur. D'une nation à l'autre, nous vous avons vu faire de ces Jeux les plus réussis de l'histoire de notre pays. We celebrated your triumphs and we felt your heartbreaks. From coast to coast to coast, we witnessed you make these games one of the most successful in our country's history. Whether it was in the pool or on the water, around the track or on the field and court, we watched as you shattered records, set personal bests, and reached new heights. As a Paralympian, I know just how much hard work, perseverance, and sheer grit it takes to achieve what you guys have. Through countless hours of training, dedication to your sport, and the many obstacles you've overcome, your accomplishments are an inspiration to millions of Canadians to chase their dreams, especially our kids. Je sais aussi que derrière chaque athlète, il y a une équipe de familles, d'amis, d'entraîneurs, de personnel de soutien, d'administrateurs et de bénévoles. Sans vous, les succès que nous célébrons aujourd'hui n'auraient pas été possibles. Merci pour tout ce que vous faites. I also know that behind every athlete is a team of family, friends, coaches, support staff, administrators, and volunteers. Without you, the achievements we're celebrating today would not have been possible, so thank you for everything that you do. The Paris 2024 Games reached new milestones in sport. For the first time ever, the Olympic Games achieved gender parity with equal representation in sport participation. Well, I don't have to tell you what a very big deal that is and what it means for women and girls around the world, including right here in Canada. Closer to home, through the Canadian Paralympic Committee's new Paralympic Performance Recognition Program, for the first time ever, Paralympic athletes received financial equity for their achievements. It's a pretty big deal. This is a major step forward for the Paralympic movement and towards ensuring a more inclusive sport system in Canada where sport excellence is recognized equally. Exactement, thank you. As Canada's Minister of Sport and Physical Activity, I'm reminded every day of the good that sport can do. It brings people together, it builds and strengthens communities, and that's why I firmly believe that everyone should have the opportunity to enjoy a safe, welcoming, and inclusive sport experience. Chers athlètes, profitez de cette journée. Je me souviens de mon expérience le jour où j'ai été reconnue sur la colline du Parlement. C'est un grand moment qui vous accompagnera toute la vie. Félicitations pour toutes vos réalisations. Nous sommes tellement fiers de vous. Athletes, enjoy today. I remember my experience being recognized on Parliament Hill. This is a big moment that will stay with you for a lifetime. Congratulations on all your achievements. We are all incredibly proud of you. And now I have the honor and pleasure of introducing a very special guest. He's Team Canada's #1 fan and has been cheering you on from the very beginning. Please join me in welcoming Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Thank you, Carla, for everything you do, all your leadership, all your inspiration, everything you've continued to contribute to this country. And Carla is just an amazing example of what our Olympians and Paralympians are capable of. Everything that brought you to this moment right here, right now, is the kind of things that Canada needs more of. Your service, your involvement, your sense of community, but also your determination, your grit, your capacity to push through and do better and be better and just inspire so many around you. That's what Canada's made of, and that's what we need. So what a pleasure to be here with you guys all today. Merci beaucoup d'être ici. I know some of you noticed I'm wearing a jacket, even though I'm definitely not an Olympian, as was pointed out. I borrowed this from Austin. Don't worry, Austin, I haven't looked in the pockets yet. I'm not gonna get out on that one. But what a real pleasure to spend a little time with you guys and see this energy. And I know this is a really special moment for you. Yeah, it's nice that you get to be in Ottawa in Parliament. Sure, that's a deal. But mostly, that you guys get to gather all together as a huge team of Olympians, of Paralympians. This is Team Canada. This is what you have trained so hard and pushed yourself so hard to be part of. And I'll tell you, Canadians noticed this summer, not just the most successful games in so incredibly long, but they noticed the energy that you were putting out. They noticed, and quite frankly, we needed that. It's been a tough few years. It's been a challenging time in the world. There's all sorts of different pressures from the pandemic, and those of you who are in Tokyo know that even the Olympics felt totally different this year. The energy that Canadians needed to stand up on their couches and shout along with you as you were crossing the finish line, as you were landing that throw. How about a big shout out for Canadian throwers? Oh my God, yeah, Greg, we got you. What an awesome Olympics this was and Paralympics this was on that. But this summer, Canadians got to celebrate. Canadians got to cheer you on. Canadians got to see the very best of us in our drive, in our achievements, but in our teamwork and in our togetherness. Because one of the things, I mean, Canadians, let's be honest, on fait pas toujours la meilleure job pour célébrer soi-même. On est comparé aux Américains, on est moins ouvertement, agressivement patriotique des fois, mais on cherche des moments vraiment où on peut célébrer de la bonne façon. Et quand on célèbre en tant que Canadien, on va se le dire, on sait comment célébrer. We know how to celebrate. We know how to party when we do celebrate. But Canadians, it's not enough to just walk around and say we're the best. We have to have reasons for it. We have to show it. We have to really get excited about it, whether it's a gold medal hockey game in the winter or whether it's the incredible performances that we saw across the summer from all you athletes. That's something that Canadians, not just about cheering for all of you, but everyone knows that when we're cheering for all of you, we're also cheering for ourselves. Because Canada, we have an amazing and incredible sport infrastructure team with amazing leadership, and the governments are happy to support. But we will never have the kinds of machines that other countries have in terms of just the depth of intensity, of investments, of science. I mean, we do it, we make up for that, and we compete on the world stage. Yes, with a lot of good investments, but also with an unbelievable amount of heart. And when we see a Canadian on the podium, it's because we know there were coaches, there were family members, but there was an entire community behind that. What we build in this country, and when we celebrate victories on the podium or victories on the field or just extraordinary Olympians doing incredible things and Paralympians inspiring us like you wouldn't believe, we're celebrating Canada. We're celebrating every single community across this country. We're celebrating every volunteer who steps up. We're celebrating those people, those parents, those family members, those coaches who pull us all together in seeing this every few years. And that need to celebrate ourselves and to remind ourselves that we kick ass as a country is something that you are giving us every single day. So as you gather here in Ottawa, I really want to say thank you. Thank you for the incredible summer you gave us. Thank you for the incredible summers you're going to give us for years to come. But mostly, thank you for reminding us that Canadians rock all the time. Merci tout le monde. Merci. Now I got to go give this back to Austin. Thank you, guys.
All right, that was a reception in Ottawa to honor Canada's Olympic and Paralympic athletes who competed in Paris this year. Those athletes will also be celebrated inside the House of Commons after question period, so stay tuned for that this afternoon. Also happening this hour on Parliament Hill, scrums outside the Liberal caucus room. Let's show you those exchanges with reporters, starting with the government House leader.
How you plan, I guess, for things to move forward in the House at this point, especially on something like the $250 checks, which your government promised, which I imagine a lot of Canadians are looking for. Do you actually see that passing?
Look, I mean, that is something that I've heard from a number of Canadians about who think this is a really important measure, particularly when times are tough economically. And so I put
the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada. Woohoo! Another hoop for him. My gosh. The Honourable Carla Qualtrough, Minister of Sport and Physical Activity. Honourable Senators, Mr. Adam Van Koeverden, Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Sport and Physical Activity and multiple medalist at the Olympic Games, members of Parliament, Ambassador, and distinguished guests. Good afternoon. C'est un grand plaisir, as I said, to be here with you. First they make you cry with the film, and then the Prime Minister gets going. It's just amazing. What a great couple of days, and I've really, really enjoyed being with all of you. You're incredible role models. Your impact has been felt, as the Prime Minister said, across the country during the Games and continues to be felt. I told you, athletes, yesterday, and I hope you don't mind hearing this again, but when I returned home from the Games to Canada from Paris this summer, people thanked me for how Canadian athletes at the Games had made them feel. And as the Prime Minister said, it was the joy and the hope and the inspiration and just waking up every day to something positive. I'm sure you heard that too. And since I had very little to do with that, I passed that thanks on to the athletes yesterday. But you know, as I said yesterday too, it wasn't just the medals. Canadians thanked me and told me they were inspired just by how our athletes showed up, the Canadian way, whatever the result. The Olympic and Paralympic values of respect and excellence and friendship, those are Canadian values too. More than 7 in 10 Canadians watched the Olympic Games, and over 11 million tuned into the Paralympic Games. And in the months that followed, countless towns, cities, and provinces have recognized and celebrated their local athletes with parades, school visits, on and on and on. We know that when sport is done right, it has the unique power to bring people together, to build strong, healthy communities, but to bring joy and to change lives for the better. God, it's why I do this as a volunteer. It's that joy. I mean, I look at all of the faces here. It's such a privilege to be a part of this community. And the COC's committed to transforming Canada through the power of sport. We're the largest, the COC is the largest non-government funder of sport in Canada. And we're partners with this government in supporting our athletes and the sports system. We're proud of that. We're proud to be partners with this government. I just want to say thank you to this government for the much-needed boost in athlete carding funding announced last April. And I see some faces around the room that were responsible for that, and we appreciate it. The athletes appreciate that. I know they thanked you, but I want to thank you again. So thank you for that. It was amazing news to receive. And I want to make an ask, though, as we celebrate these games and we look forward to 2026, you know the Winter Games are less than a year and a half away? And then we have our almost home games in LA that are coming up in 2028. If I can be so bold, what is now needed is updated support for the national sports system. That's the system that provides Canadians the coaches, the training camps, the competition opportunities. Those are being cut by the national sport federations these days because they don't have the funding. The next generation programs, all needed to deliver sport done the right way in Canada. We look forward to being a partner, continuing to be a partner with this government in that endeavor. So thank you again for today. Thank you for all that you do for sport, everyone in this room. look around this room. You know, the joy, the future is bright. Merci beaucoup.
Monsieur l'ambassadeur de France, vous serez heureux de savoir que lors de mon dernier séjour en France, j'ai emprunté une formulation que j'aime beaucoup chez vous, distingués invités en vos titres et qualités, ce qui résume l'ensemble des personnes qui sont ici dans cette salle, mais j'ajouterai également chers athlètes olympiques et paralympiques. I would like to start with a huge thank you, a very huge thank you to the Government of Canada, to our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, what a lapsus, and for this celebration in particular, Minister Qualtrough, for everything you've done through the years as Minister, and of course, Sports Canada in supporting our athletes and sports in general. À titre de président du Comité paralympique canadien, un merci bien ressenti à tous les parlementaires pour votre soutien indéfectible au mouvement paralympique et à nos Paralympiens. Les Jeux de Paris furent grandioses. The Paralympic Games in Paris were magnificent. And the Paralympic Games continue to be the largest showcase of sport for athletes with a disability and highlights how sport is a positive force for creating a world more inclusive, more accessible, and more equitable for all. Nos athlètes paralympiques et olympiques canadiens ont su briller. Ils se sont surpassés tous et toutes, dans la victoire comme dans l'adversité. Ils ont fait scintiller dans la ville lumière les couleurs de l'unifolié. At each Olympic and Paralympic Games, Canadian national pride reaches its apex. This is why our Canadian athletes who bear our colors deserve our entire support and gratitude, and I think that they should all be applauded. I would like to end in saying the following. Il n'existe dans ce pays aucun ciment plus puissant pour l'unité nationale et notre fierté nationale que nos athlètes olympiques et paralympiques. Félicitations à tous nos athlètes. Congratulations. Enjoy this unique moment of celebration. And I will end by saying, allez Canada, allez, go Canada, go!
Thanks very much, Tricia and Marc-André, for your leadership and your dedication and your enthusiasm. Our next speaker, also speaking of enthusiastic, knows exactly what it takes to stand on the world's biggest stage and represent Canada with pride. Adam Van Couverden is not only the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Health and the Minister of Sport and Physical Activity, but also one of Canada's most celebrated Olympians. Avec 4 médailles d'Olympique en canoë-kayak, dont l'honneur d'avoir été porte-drapeau du Canada aux Jeux d'Athènes et de Beijing, Adam incarne la persévérance et l'excellence sportive qui inspire des milliers de Canadiens. Please join me in welcoming Adam Van Couverden to the stage.
Wow, I'm like Carla, I'm super nervous too. I don't know why, like speaking in front of you guys, it's just like my hands are shaking. When I watched that video a couple minutes ago, like all of you, I was like wiping a little tear out of my eye, and I looked over and the Prime Minister's bawling. Like, this moves us so much, and I was so privileged to be in Paris for the second week of the Olympic Games, and I had a blast, and it was because of all of you guys. Hi everyone, my name is Adam Van Couverden. I'm the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Sport. I'm the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of the Environment and Climate Change, and just 8 years ago, I was here after the Rio Olympics wearing the uniform, just like you guys, and I wasn't sure 100% what I wanted to do next. I took advantage of the awesome game plan program, which I loved, and I hope you guys love too. And I know that there's a certain percentage of people here who are wondering what's next for me. And I have to tell you, you are already nation builders. You are already contributing in such important ways to this nation, whether you're doing school visits like Cameron or mental health seminars like so many others. If you're an ambassador for the environment or climate change, whatever it is you're doing in your communities, you're amazing. And the next steps don't need to be intimidating or scary. They can be just as exciting as your sport career. But a tiny little bit of advice, take your time. It's okay to not know exactly what the next steps are going to be. I'm so thrilled to be able to work with the Minister of Sport, Carla Qualtrough, and she mentioned the Athlete Assistance Program, and I was standing in a little bit of a group over here, and they were like, yeah, but what about the money? And right, you guys all receive your checks, and you're wondering, like, okay, but what about that money? I just want to let you guys know, with certainty, it's coming, but it's also retroactive to when we passed the bill. So that next check is going to be almost a full year of carding. And look, my first carding check in 1999 was $375. I know how hard it is, but this is the first government ever to increase it twice. I'm really, really proud of the Prime Minister. He gets it. And Minister of Sport Carla Qualtrough also knows exactly what it's like trying to train for Canada and keep up with some of those big machines. You guys not only keep up with those big machines, you demonstrate clearly that Canada is #1, and it's just so exciting. So thank you for everything you guys do. My mind was like rattling about all the things that I wanted to say to you guys. I just love Team Canada. I love our country, and I love being a part of our government. And as you explore your next steps, if you ever want to chat, there's 3 Olympians in our caucus, 2 Olympians and a Paralympian. Carla's always available to talk to athletes. Peter Fonseca ran the marathon in 1996. Is Peter here? Yeah, he's right here. He never talks about it. The guy never talks about it. I bet you half our caucus doesn't even know that he ran the marathon in Atlanta. You're so humble, Peter. But we've also got Senator Marnie McBean and Senator Chantal Petitclerc. Team Canada is very well represented in the government, and look, we need more amazing Canadians to step up and serve. So, all right, I was given a job to do, so I'm introducing 2 amazing athletes. The first was the second ever Canadian weightlifter to win an Olympic medal for Canada, Olympic gold medal for Canada. Not only that, but she also did something incredible. She changed her weight class in order to be eligible for the next Olympics, which is a rare feat in her sport and absolutely amazing. The second athlete is from Windsor, Ontario, with a chest full of medals, 2 silvers and a bronze at the Paralympics, in a sport so tough they call it murder ball. That's terrifying, Mike. So it's my pleasure to introduce Maud Charon and Mike Whitehead. Congrats, everybody. It's so nice to see you guys all here.
Where's my heels? Anyway. Bonjour tout le monde. C'est avec une immense gratitude et beaucoup d'humilité que je prends la parole dans le cadre de cette réception. Dear Prime Minister, Minister Qualtrough, members of the Parliament, leaders of Sport Canada, the Canadian Olympic and Paralympic Committee, and dear athletes. 2024 was a significant year for international amateur sport with the return of the Olympic and Paralympic Games in the familiar format that we know so well. Après avoir passé des années difficiles d'isolement dû à la COVID, à surmonter 1001 embûches, nous avons eu à nouveau la chance de se réunir et de vivre ensemble des moments de grande émotion et notre passion commune. Paris 2024 a été pour moi un moment de partage avec les personnes qui m'ont soutenue depuis mes débuts. D'avoir ma famille et mes amis dans les estrades a été le couronnement de toutes ces journées d'entraînement à m'acharner et à surmonter la douleur. Mais ce qui m'a encore plus touchée, c'est de savoir, bien au-delà de Paris, la communauté canadienne s'était rassemblée partout au pays pour nous encourager. Le sport a cette capacité unique de transcender les frontières, de briser les barrières et de créer des liens entre des individus de tout horizon. Et je suis convaincue que nous avons tous ressenti cet élan incroyable d'enthousiasme et de fierté de la part des Canadiens. It's beyond podiums and medals that the true essence of sport lies. The spirit of camaraderie, resilience, and solidarity that brings people together and builds communities. En plus de contribuer à une récolte de 27 médailles, j'ai eu l'honneur d'être porte-drapeau à la cérémonie d'ouverture des Jeux olympiques de Paris aux côtés d'André Degrasse. Ce fut un privilège unique de guider cette équipe exceptionnelle sur les eaux de la Seine. La parade des athlètes est un moment important où l'esprit d'appartenance est à son meilleur. Tout comme l'événement d'aujourd'hui, on célèbre et on représente fièrement cette grande famille qu'est l'équipe Canada. Nous avons fait rayonner une équipe, un pays, une province, une région, parfois même un village, Sainte-Luce pour ma part. Nos racines façonnent nos valeurs et les personnes que nous sommes aujourd'hui. Notre force en tant qu'athlète canadien, c'est notre dévouement à notre sport et à notre manière de réussir à nous démarquer sur la scène internationale contre des nations qui sont plus fortes, nombreuses et mieux outillées que nous. Pour atteindre notre plein potentiel, nous avons la chance d'être entourés d'entraîneurs, de membres de soutien exceptionnels qui se dévouent corps et âme pour nous voir réussir. Cependant, en tant qu'athlète, notre parcours va bien au-delà des entraînements. Parfois, nous devons jongler avec des emplois ou faire des sacrifices importants pour participer à des compétitions prestigieuses, essentielles à notre développement et à notre progression. En 2024, le programme d'aide aux athlètes a reçu une augmentation de 23 % de son financement annuel. Une mesure tant attendue, méritée d'être célébrée car elle répond directement à nos besoins de base, nous permettant ainsi de se consacrer pleinement à notre discipline et d'exceller dans nos performances. It's crucial to continue this momentum, to use our national sport organizations have what they need to support us, and that we can continue to share our passion and the values that united us with the rest of the world. Ensemble, nous pouvons construire un avenir où chaque athlète canadien a les moyens de représenter notre pays avec fierté et excellence. Athletic careers don't last forever, but national pride and strengthening communities through this shared passion is our greatest victory. Merci à tous. Have a great reception. Cheers.
Thank you both. Minister Qualtrough, amazing. Thank you for your support. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, you're honorable. Thank you for your support as well. And all members of Parliament. It's just a special, special day for myself, to be honest, and I can see all these beautiful athletes and all the smiles and all the faces, and I'm grateful to be here with you all, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Being at the Paris Games and watching the thousands of fans come out and cheer us on, and hearing about and following what was happening back home in Canada in the smallest communities across Canada and on TV, watching Pico Déjeunes with the Bell commercials every day, it's a huge movement for Paralympics, and moving towards our LA, our home-ish games, to continue that support and watch the Paralympics take another huge leap like we did in Paris. It's a really special thing, and to continue that momentum will be important on many levels. And I can just picture the 10-year-old out there, Olympian and future Paralympian, watching us and what we stand for, how we work, and what we believe in, and how we work together. I picture those youngsters, the future's bright for them with all the support. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Because it's about them as well. And we're laying the groundwork for them. So I couldn't be more proud of this moment, you all, and the support our government has given us. My first game in Athens, Patrick was there. The support was a little different, that's for sure. So to be a part and to watch this movement grow, let's keep going on this momentum, and have a wonderful day. And thank you, CPC and the COC. Let's keep going.
Thanks very much, Mike and Maude, for sharing your experiences and for being such exemplary representatives of Team Canada. Votre parcours illustre la passion et la résilience qui incarnent l'excellence sportive au Canada. Thank you again. Okay, so as we close the formal portion of today's reception, together let's take one last moment to reflect on your achievements this summer. We've seen it's not just about winning, but winning well embodying excellence, integrity, and respect both on and off the field of play. Pour l'équipe Canada, vous nous avez fait vivre des moments d'émotion que nous ne sommes pas prêts d'oublier. You have shown us the meaning of resilience, the power of unity, and the heart of a champion. Vous nous inspirez autant par vos réalisations que par votre esprit sportif qui définit l'équipe canadienne. On behalf of all Canadians, thank you. I have been given one note, and it's to tell you all to eat the food. So enjoy the rest of today's celebration, and merci à tout le monde.